The Galactic Assembly Hall floated above the blue curve of Earth like a jewel of glass and light. Inside, delegates from 47 species filled the chamber with color and motion. Some shimmered. Some hissed softly as they spoke. Some radiated faint bioluminescent pulses to signal agreement or protest. At the center platform stood a single human woman. She wore a simple gray uniform. No medals, no visible rank. Her dark hair was tied back in a low knot. Her posture was relaxed, almost casual. To most of the alien delegates, she looked small. A thin mammalian creature, soft skin, no visible armor, no natural claws, no fangs, no chitin, nor exoskeleton, no venom glands, harmless High Consul Varex of the Karth Dominion leaned toward his aide and clicked his mandibles in quiet amusement. "These are the Deathwalders?" he asked. "Yes, Exalted One," the aide replied. "They call themselves humans." Varex studied the woman again. She stood alone under the chamber lights while representatives towered above her in levitating thrones. She did not tremble. She did not bow deeply enough for Dominion taste. Her species had petitioned for full membership in the Galactic Alliance after what they had done. The central holodisplay flickered to life. Images filled the chamber. Shattered ships drifting in vacuum. Burned-out colonies. The sigil of the Threx marauder clans stamped across destroyed worlds. The Threx had rampaged across 5 sectors. They enslaved weaker civilizations, stripped planets of resources, broadcast the screams of conquered populations as warning. No one had stopped them, until they attacked Earth. The human woman stepped forward. "My name is Commander Alina Rowe," she said. Her voice carried clearly across the hall. "Calm, even, I am. Here to respond to concerns about humanity's actions during the Threx conflict." A murmur rippled through the chamber. Concerns was a polite word. The Threx fleet that entered the Sol system had consisted of 300 warships. None had left. Scattered wreckage still orbited Mars and Jupiter. The remains of the Threx flagship had fallen into the sun. Varex's compound eyes narrowed. "We have seen the recordings," he said, his amplified voice echoing. "Your species deployed tactics deemed excessive." The holodisplay shifted. Human ships moved in coordinated formations, sleek and compact. Not the largest vessels in the galaxy, but fast, very fast. Threx war cruisers fired plasma lances that could melt cities. Human ships split apart mid-charge. Modular sections detaching and flanking. Swarms of small attack craft bursting from hidden bays. Then the mines activated. A net of concealed gravitational charges detonated around the Threx formation. Space twisted. Ships crumpled as localized singularities flared and vanished. Gasps echoed in the chamber. "You weaponized gravity wells inside a populated system," said Ambassador Leth of the Suruli. Her voice vibrated like struck crystal. "The risk to your own planet was significant." Commander Rowe nodded once. "Yes, why?" Leth demanded. Rowe tapped her wrist console. The image changed again. This time it showed a human city. Children running through a park. An elderly man feeding birds. A crowded marketplace under sunlight. "They broadcast their terms," Rose said quietly. "Surrender or watch your oceans boil." Silence settled over the chamber. "We asked for negotiations," she continued. "They sent us a recording of the last moments of the Talari homeworld." The holler shifted again. A world cracked open by orbital bombardment. Firestorms consuming continents. The Talari were Alliance members, Ro said. They followed your laws. They relied on collective defense. No one spoke. Verix flexed his claws. You are not yet members, he said. You are under no obligation. Ro met his gaze. We were under no obligation to fight alone either. Yet we did. The display zoomed in on a human battleship. Its hull scarred and burning. Still firing. Your analysts labeled us a Class 3 Death World species, Ro said. High gravity. Unstable climate. Apex predators. You noted our lack of natural weapons and concluded we were moderate threat at best. A faint smile touched her lips. You missed something. She reached up and unfastened the top of her uniform jacket. Gasps rose as fabric fell away from her right shoulder. There, inked across her skin in vivid detail, was a tiger. The tattoo stretched from shoulder to forearm, muscles coiled beneath orange and black stripes. Golden eyes glared outward. Fangs bared mid-snarl. Several delegates recoiled instinctively. Verix felt an unexpected shiver along his carapace. It is decorative, he asked. Ro shook her head slightly. It is a symbol. The holodisplay shifted once more, this time showing Earth's ancient forests. A striped predator moving silently through tall grass. This is a tiger, Ro said. Once one of the most efficient land predators on our planet. It hunts alone. It does not roar before it strikes. It appears calm, even beautiful. The tiger in the footage moved with fluid grace. When threatened, Ro continued, it does not posture. It ends the threat. The display returned to the battle over Earth. Human ships did not charge recklessly. They retreated, lured the threats deeper into the system, into pre-calculated kill zones. Solar flares were triggered using focused energy bursts. Asteroid belts were nudged into lethal trajectories months in advance. Boarding pods attached to Threx hulls and released electromagnetic pulses that shut down life support. Precision, planning, patience. You believe we are reckless because we fight fiercely, Ro said. That is incorrect. We fight carefully. We fight completely. Verix leaned forward. You eradicated the Threx Marauder clans. Yes, not defeated, not repelled, eradicated. Ro did not look away. They left us no alternative. Murmurs swelled again. Genocide violates Alliance principles, Leth said softly. Rao's jaw tightened. The Threx broadcast the coordinates of every world they planned to conquer next, she said. We traced their communications. We found their breeding fleets, their supply worlds, their command hierarchy. The Holla showed surgical strikes, targeted, coordinated across multiple systems. We removed their capacity to wage war, she said. Entirely. Verix studied the tiger tattoo. The artist had captured not only strength but focus, controlled violence. You are a young species, he said slowly, yet you display strategic maturity beyond your years. Ro gave a small nod. We have practiced on ourselves for a long time. Confusion rippled through the chamber. Our history is full of war, she said. Global conflicts, civil wars, near extinction events. We learned, slowly, painfully. We built rules to restrain ourselves. She met the gaze of multiple delegates in turn. But when something threatens our home, our children, our future, we do not hesitate. The chamber was silent now. "You see a soft body," Rose said. "No claws, no armor, but our strength has never been in our skin." She tapped her temple lightly. "It is here." The tiger's eyes seemed to gleam under the lights. "We cooperate," she continued. "We innovate, we endure, and when necessary, we hunt." Verex felt the weight of her words. The Threx had underestimated Earth. They had seen a developing civilization and assumed easy conquest. They had mistaken calm for weakness. "What does humanity seek?" he asked. "Partnership," Ro replied. "Trade, knowledge, exchange, mutual defense. And if the alliance refuses..." For the first time, a hint of steel entered her voice. "Then we will continue as we have, protecting our own, and anyone else the Threx might have targeted next." A subtle reminder. Human ships had not stopped at defending Earth. They had liberated to enslaved systems during their counteroffensive, without being asked. Leth's crystalline form pulsed thoughtfully. "Your methods were severe," she said, "but effective." Ro inclined her head. "We prefer peace. It is more efficient." A ripple of subdued amusement passed through several delegates. Verex rose to his full height. "The Dominion votes in favor of granting humanity provisional alliance status," he declared. Shock flickered across many faces. "The Threx were a threat to all," he continued. "The humans ended that threat, completely." One by one, lights ignited across the chamber. Votes cast. Green, green, green. The final tally appeared above the platform. Humanity was accepted. Commander Ro exhaled slowly. Not relief, just acknowledgement. As delegates began formal greetings, Verex descended from his throne platform and approached her directly. Up close, she seemed even smaller. "And the tiger?" he asked quietly. "Why carry such a symbol permanently?" Ro glanced at the inked predator on her arm. "To remind ourselves," she said, "strength is not loud. It is not always visible, but it is always there." Verex considered that. Across the chamber, other species watched the human representative with new awareness. They had seen the battle data, the strategic brilliance, the ruthless precision, but the tattoo made it personal. A predator does not announce itself with arrogance. It waits. Earth rotated peacefully beneath the assembly hall, blue oceans shining in starlight, harmless until threatened. Then the galaxy would learn what the Threx had learned too late. Never corner a tiger.